Hello! Welcome to Tuesday night. Things are starting to, heat up here, and I thought I might jump on and see if we can catch something live instead of waking up to the price action already broken out. I don't know whether or not we're going to break out tonight, tomorrow morning, or if we're going to get rejected. I'm going to cover all possible scenarios and see where we can go from there. But the way things are looking, it's most definitely looking like it's going to go to the upside. The main thing that's telling me that is mostly Ethereum. But we'll talk about that as we go through the individual coins. So we go ahead and cut over to the face cam. And when we start talking about price action, let me not forget to talk about, switch the camera back over to price action. Good morning in a way. Kind of messed up my sleep schedule today. But I didn't sleep for too long. I slept for about 4.5 hours. So hopefully I should be able to get to bed at a decent time, wake up for tomorrow's live stream. So if I'm late, you know what happened. So that's why I figured I might jump on tonight as well. But it looks like we're having a lot of breakouts. Now, we haven't broken the horizontals, but we have broken a lot of downtrends. So let's go ahead and start talking about it. Before we do so, I'm going to go ahead and say hi. I know it's a late night live stream, so, maybe not everybody's going to be here. So if you guys are watching this after the fact, hello. Thank you for watching. But Sammy Smith, hey, how you doing, man? What's going on? Madanu. Hopefully I've been saying it forever like that, but hey, damn it, I tried. Well, you'll be first next time. Usually it's Kyle Douglas. Crypto Boss Andrew, damn, you're going live every day now. Let's go. Love to see it. Absolutely, man. If I can, I will. Let's see how I was just looking at the charts and the notification popped up. What a treat. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Todd, hey, how you doing, man? BK, hey, Kite, thanks for all the info you share, learning and trying to apply it every day. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. I'm glad I can help. Ernesto, what's up, Kite? How you doing? Doing pretty fantastic. Like I said, kind of messed up my sleep schedule. But today has been a great day in terms of profit, and we'll talk about that. Hey, Kite, man. Good to see you. Thanks for another live stream. Really enjoy them. Thank you very much, man. I'm glad you do. Magnus, hey there. Hello. How you doing, man? Live trade on ETH. Yeah, we're looking for our entry coming up here pretty soon. I like the late night streams. Late night streams. Oh, awesome, man. Venomous Viper. How you doing, man? What's going on? Sport Billy, what's up, homie? Hello. I was just about to go to bed very late over here in Europe. I am sorry about that. I don't mean to keep you up, but hopefully it's interesting at least. Hi, Kite. How's Fish? He's being a crybaby, even though I went and got him treats and food and love today. So he's just being a crybaby. No, you don't do that. You're gonna mess up the chair. Ow, he scratched my arm. David, what's good? Hello, how you doing, man? Yo, Kite, how's it going, man? Was just listening to your stream from yesterday about LSD. Hopefully you got a kick out of it. Tyler T, what's up, Kite? Hello, man, what's going on? What's Fish doing in the background? He's just trying to get in my lap. He wants attention 24/7. So I just have to ignore him until he finally goes and lays down. You ain't gonna start that. All right? You have gotten 2 treats. Going outside, you've gotten 2 treats. You need to lay down. Not gonna start this. He's being a baby. Hey, Kite, love the streams. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Samoa. I don't know how to pronounce it properly, but you said, hey, Kite. Late one, bro. Absolutely. A little bit later, but I think things will start to look interesting here pretty soon. All right, so let's go ahead and start talking about price action. I have my charts nice and organized on the 1 hour chart. Previous range. So if we do happen to get rejected here and put in a double top, which is maybe a possibility, but if we do that and we do break to the downside, more than likely we'll go back down to retest 24,000. But we have consistently been holding this uptrend for the past almost 20 days. Okay, so we would have to break a pretty severe support in terms of diagonal trend. So maybe we have one more stretch up to about 30,000, maybe even more. I don't know. That's pretty much what we're seeing. When it comes to, okay. There we go. I know. I do it every time. I do it every time. Don't even say it. Don't even say it. But pretty much, like I said, we have two different ranges here above the all-time high resistance of about 19,500. If we do happen to break down, we would have to break this large diagonal trend here and then possibly move down from there. So 24,000 would be the target if that is the case. But just like Litecoin had, we have a double bottom here with the horizontal resistance of the double bottom. Well, the first break at about 27,237. So that can kind of be your contingency, whether or not you continue to, you know, either look for a short position or possibly just exit a long position. I'm still in my long right now. I do plan on taking profits and then retaking the trade on the breakout. But that being said, I want to show off a really cool trick that a friend named Surfer taught me that he learned from somebody else. If you change the length of the RSI on the on any time frame, okay, if you change the length to 250, it really makes things nice and smooth and easier to identify. So you can see right here we had a double bottom on the RSI, broke the horizontal, blast off, and then we came back down, retested the horizontal resistance of that double bottom, blast off, and now we're doing kind of the same thing. So you can see we're in line with this bullish convergence here on the RSI as well. So I mean, all of the tops have kind of been landing around the 63 mark, so there is a possible chance that we get up to that pinnacle and then finally see a real pullback, not just, you know, continuation dip. Don't you start barking. Oh my God. I got people coming in and out of my house every 5 seconds, so Fish always loses his mind. Fish. It's the same people that have been coming in and out of this house for the last year. Nothing has changed. Calm down. Calm down, buddy. So, it's really cool for the smaller time frames because it really helps you identify the most important stuff that you need to really see, because there's a lot of information on the RSI if you are on those smaller time frames. But more importantly, I want to take a look at the daily chart here. All right, let me make my camera just a little bit smaller since I don't have my green screen up. All right, so on the daily chart here, I want you to kind of look at the difference between the 2016 bull market and our current bull market. All right, what do you see on the RSI that's different? All right, I'll tell you what I see. The 2016 bull market was a diagonal upwards trend. This bull market is a double bottom with the break of a resistance and a direct target. That's the scary thing, okay? This bull market, I think, will happen extremely quick. Quicker than people expect because of this, okay? As well as that, we always can get, you know, our target and then come back down and get another bounce and then get a double top. So there might be even more room to the upside, even once we reach that 75 on the RSI goal. So I just want to share that little piece of information because I thought it was quite interesting to see the way that RSI is shaped up comparative to the last bull run. I think it's going to give us a lot of information on how this bull run is going to act. Which is speed instead of, endurance. So moving on to the next coin, we're going to talk about Ethereum. Ethereum is very close to our next possible entry. I'm going to be taking my entry on Ethereum at about, what did we say on the Telegram here? 746.19, just about. Okay, so right about here, a little bit above that average last high, and then my stop loss is going to be, pretty much right about here. And then I'm looking for about $800. Okay. Now, I am of the opinion, because of how LTC is sitting, that we are going to get above the next major macro resistance by a small amount. It could be 840, it could be 820, and then we will come back down to 800 and use it as support rather than resistance at first. I'm sure there'll be one rejection off of it and then maybe a retest, but I don't think we're going to hold significant resistance out there at first, just because of the way things look right now. So what really told me the other day not to be bearish. You know, typically most coins move together, especially Ethereum and Bitcoin. And Ethereum has a double bottom off of the daily chart with a significant amount of price action and target left on the RSI to go. We have just broken the horizontal resistance on the double bottom on the daily RSI. And like we talked about on the 4-hour with Bitcoin, when we had our double bottom on the 50, you don't want to short double bottoms. Not good idea. All right. They could work out, but very unlikely. So what you want to do is don't short and then wait for the breakout trade. You know, you don't want to get into a premature long. That's jumping the gun. Make sure you're playing it safe. But that's what told me that we were really looking for more upside here. And we have, I think we have enough potential to get past $800 and then find support off of it rather than use it as resistance. So I'm saying $800. That's what I'm targeting, but we'll see how the actual price action shapes up. That's what's important here. All right, so pretty much that's it for Ethereum. Now, this next trade is going to net me around $4,000. All right, if I win the Ethereum trade, and we'll talk about how the $100 portfolio is shaping up after we cover all the coins. All right, so 1-hour chart, we are approaching the macro resistance of 140. Now, as well as that, we have a descending wedge that has broken out to the upside. This is the 2-hour. Let me go down to the 1-hour here. We have a descending wedge that has broken out to the upside here. I got wicked out today, very early this morning, which I don't know if I should have taken this trade because obviously I was sleep deprived, but essentially all we did was go back down and retest the previous resistance and then find support. I did get wicked out on the smaller time frames, so therefore I re-entered as soon as we got back above the range resistance from the previous range. That's the thing, guys. All right. A lot of people ask me, what is it that makes you re-enter a trade? It is confidence. All right. And not just confidence, but unwavering solitude, when it, not solitude, but unwavering conditional setups. Okay. I separate Austin and the trader. The trader is a robot with no emotions, and he goes based off of if this and that statements. There's no ifs, ands, or buts when it comes to emotions, only facts and variables. That's it. So as soon as we got back above that, I re-entered. No emotion. I'm not scared. I went to bed. You know, I was in negative 50% for a little bit off of that trade, and then I just went to bed, and then I woke up, and then I'm up $1,000 on Litecoin. All right. So it's about confidence, but not just confidence, no emotions. All right. If you look at rich people, what do you typically see? A lot of the times the really rich people, they are like stone cold killers when they're in their business mode. All right. Because in order to get shit done, you can't have emotions. You can't be monkey. You have to be computer. Use it. Okay. So, I do believe that we will start to return back up to about $35. Now, with that being the new range, about 35 to 123, and with us possibly having more of a longer target based off of this flagpole here, and especially when it comes to the small time frame fib retracements. Okay. Actually, let's go to the trend-based fib extensions here. That puts our 0.618 at about 145 and our 1 at about 158. So there is the possibility that we get above the 0.618, maybe go test the 1 and then use the 0.618 as support. That is an availability. As well as that, we have not only an uptrend on Bitcoin, but we have an uptrend on Litecoin as well. Now, unfortunately, Bitcoin does not have this, but Litecoin does. Litecoin actually has the possibility of having a bearish ascending wedge. Here's my ideology, though. I think that we will travel up this wedge until we get to about 160, 167 to the pinnacle, and then we are going to break down. Now, the target, if we do happen to break down, will be the length of the opening of this wedge. Where does that end up? Above the $140 support. Now, obviously, the smaller time frames on the first test down is going to wick lower, but we're looking for it to average out around that area. And all of that momentum is going to be then transferred to the upside. So we're getting above the next major resistance using a bearish pattern and then breaking down to retest and then continuation from there. I love to see it. So I think that's a possibility. We have a nice uptrend, and until we break it, there's no reason to be bearish. Let's go ahead and take a look. We have a double bottom on the 1 hour chart with a little bit of hidden bullish divergence, so continuation divergence. The daily itself, the daily is not necessarily looking too hot, but there's still more room to the upside for sure. There's still a lot of room to the upside, which, you know, we're starting to run out of momentum, which, you know, plays into this ascending wedge idea. But nonetheless, we go based off of our actual ranges, which at the moment, all right, we can kind of pretend that the 140 doesn't exist and that it's just, you know, 135. And then we're breaking above 135, and then we'll find a new top and then probably come back down and retest 135 in the future as a wick or maybe an average. Who knows? And we kind of just continue to work our way up. That's all. All right. Let's see. Last but not least, you know, I don't have a whole lot to talk about. I don't even have like a lot of stuff marked out on this. We're still waiting for EOS to kind of shape up. We still got some time on that. But I mean, if we do come back down to this diagonal region, the bottom of this capitulation, if you want to say that, you might be able to pick some up on spot. I wouldn't necessarily leverage trade it yet. Like I said, I want to have confirmed breakouts before I really start leverage trading it. That way it's just a lot easier on me and everybody else. So that contingency is going to be on the break of the diagonal, as well as that the first major local high of about $3.80. Once that's broken and we're out of the downtrend, I have confidence from that point forward that we are going to be charging forward. I don't know what to, because I really don't have, you know, a complete ideology, because like we use the metric of the value in comparison to the last bull run for Bitcoin when we're talking about Litecoin and Ethereum. You know, like Ethereum held like 15%, I believe, because we got to 20,000 and then we got to what? Actually, no, it was a little bit less than that. It was about 5%. Okay. Yeah. So it was about, I'll say 15 grand, not 15 grand, $1,500. So that's just under 10%. So if we get to 150 grand, we can assume that Ethereum will probably be around 15,000. Just, you know, an estimate. Obviously, that's very crude and probably ineffective, but I'm just trying to, you know, theorize. Okay. But that's pretty much it. Okay, let's go ahead and start talking. Let's get some questions out of the way. He knows you're the pack leader, baby fish. Dude, can't wait to see you. Absolutely, man. Amp, hi Kite, hello. Salsa Sense, hi Kite, good to see you. Becoming a big fan. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. I was in near the bottom today around 11 a.m. CST, but then the monkey brain out of it. The struggle is real. I know, man. I know. I've been working on it for 2 years, and I've only got adequate at it, you know, a very little while ago. It's going to continue to happen. All right, but you have to fight it. Let's see. What's up, Kite? Amazing Asian. How you doing, man? BTC is moving. Absolutely it is, man. Absolutely. Actually, I don't know if I'll be taking, maybe, I don't want to be too profit hungry because, all right, I don't mean to brag, but we have gone significantly up on the $100 portfolio, because when I re-entered the Litecoin trade, I'm making literally 4 times more profit because of the way things worked out. At the current moment, the $100 account is at $4,500. And by the end of this next set of trades, the $100 account is going to be anywhere from 15 grand to $20,000 in one set of trades. So I'm very excited, but I don't want to get too profit hungry, okay? Because up until this point, we have not surpassed the original $100 portfolio, which I turned 10 grand. I turned $100 into 10 grand in a week, okay? But that was way too quick, and monkey brain took over, and I wanted more profits. If I make this next set of trades without, getting wicked out, which is obviously going to happen, it happens all the time, that will be the first time that this new $100 account is going to be worth more than the previous. And then from that point on, we're pretty much in the positives. So I'm very excited. And if things keep moving the way that they're moving, and I continue on this correct path of using the correct risk and only taking setups that truly matter and are really going to make me money, then I do believe that in the next, let's say 5 months, give us enough ample time, I would have turned $100 into $1 million or more. And at that point, I don't think there's a single person that can doubt my trading style. Now, I don't deserve all the credit. We're in a bull market right now, so it's extremely easy. Don't get me wrong. When we are ranging back and forth, it can be significantly harder. But it comes down to simplifying your charts and making sure that you are paying attention to the things that matter and not being too impatient. I see too many people exiting too early, entering too early. They don't know what's happening. Where if you really just let price action shape up, if you let us get tops, if you let us get bottoms, and you let that range form, it's a very, very clear picture. You can see right here, boom, boom, breakout, boom, 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 hopefully breakout, boom. It's a very simple and clear picture. I don't know why there's so many people failing to make the money that they should be when it is perhaps the easiest thing in the world. I know that's arrogant of me to say, but it is dead simple. The only thing that is of any significant difficulty in trading is going to be your own psychology, learning how to fight anxiety, impatience, greed, and fear. That is what's going to really hold you back. It's not technical analysis, all right? Technical analysis is going to be done one way the entire time, but your fear and your emotions can cause your technical analysis to be inadequate. Okay, even though you might have good technical skill, you have to really learn how to manage these things. Risk management is only one part of it. There is emotional management, stuff like that. That is the biggest key. Okay. XRP to zero Kite. I sold most of my XRP. I'm still holding on to a decent amount, but like I said, I don't want to promote you guys doing one thing or another, but I definitely think that there is a possible chance that this is insider trading at its finest. Most definitely. All right, so it looks like Bitcoin wants to try to make a break for it. All right, this is where I can decide whether or not I want to do I want to do it? Yeah, I do. All right, so we have been holding this $24,000 entry for a good while now. And we have gotten a rejection and then a retest to the rejection. So I'm going to close my BTC trade. Okay, so we have taken profits on BTC. All right, so now we're going to check out where the middle of this wick is. All right, we're probably not going to go that high. We still have to kind of leave room for the retest of the average. All right, so what we're going to do here is we're going to look for about 27,990. And I'm going to not be super duper risky here. Okay, I want to make sure I'm doing this safely. I'm going to say we're going to probably see the psychological resistance of 30,000. So that's about a 6. All right, so what I want to do is I want to walk over here, and I want to risk 10% of my portfolio. Right now, my portfolio is at 4,500. So I want to use 20% margin, 50% risk, and I have a 1.13 stop. I'm going to be using about 44x leverage. Okay, so 44. Conditional market, and then 27,980 with about 39,823 contracts. Okay, and then buy long. And then once that gets triggered, I'll go ahead and put my stop loss in so that if anything does happen, I don't get wrecked here. So far we have taken profits on the ETH trade, which the ETH trade was the break of 670. We were live for that one, so we've been holding that one for a good while. So that's the thing. Like, I don't take my profits when we rebound, because what's the point in that? I wait for the retest, because it's a win-win situation. Either one, you take your profits and you don't get a breakout, so then you don't enter a losing trade, or two, you take your profits and then you can take the breakout with additional amounts to your portfolio. Therefore, your percentage and your risk increases in terms of dollars. Therefore, you make even more money. It's a win-win. All right. So that's why we wait so long, even though funding sometimes can be a little bit high on the higher sides. Now, when it comes to Litecoin, I think I'll be holding on to that one because I don't know how this 140 is going to shape up here. And I mean, the way things are right now, let me go ahead and put in those parameters. Yeah, so I have my take profit. Actually, I'm going to remove the take profit real quick. So if I have my take profit 140, we're going to make $1,300. If we do happen to go up to that $160 mark, like we were talking about, that would net me about $3,000. So, I mean, I think I'll hold off and see how things work out, because I'm an extra $1,500 doesn't hurt anybody. But yeah, at the current moment, we are sitting at exactly $4,515 with the only trade open, Litecoin, USDT. The risk reward calculator is in the Telegram. So if you're in the Telegram, what you want to do is you want to go to the main channel here, and you want to click on the 3 dots, go to manage channel. No, view channel info. Oh, it's right here. Okay. So you click on these 3 dots and you click view channel info, and then there will be 7 files. You click on the 7 files, and then you have the new risk reward calculator and the old one, depending on which one you want. If you want a simple one, or if you want a lot of information, up to you. So my New Year's resolution, and I'm really taking it seriously this time. I've tried to do it before with like not really like the full intention of doing it. I threw away my vape. I want to quit nicotine for my New Year's resolution, and hopefully that will help with my sleeping, as well as that hopefully the sleeping will help with my weight loss. So I'm treating it like a domino system, instead of rather tackle everything at once, but have it compounding, helping one action help the other one be easier. So that's my New Year's resolution. So like I have the habit of like looking down and then looking for my vape and then going to hit it. Oh my gosh, that's what I really need to focus my monkey brain analogies on, is controlling myself in terms of my psychological tics when it comes to nicotine. I love when you do these surprise live streams. Thank you very much. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Hi-yo, Kite and crew. Crazy kangaroo. What's going on? Like, I like how that phrase and then your name, when I say it all together, it's like a tongue twister. If I got into Bitcoin, could you sit in a one-on-one conversation with me? If I got into Bitcoin, could you sit? Yeah, so I mean, if you sign up for the one-on-ones, we'll schedule it out. I just had a lot of people sign up, which thank you very much for everybody taking a chance on dear old Kite here. So you know, it's going to be kind of a struggle a little bit, not too much, to get everybody, you know, scheduled. So just know that if you sign up, I'm going to try to get you in within next week. And I'm sure I can, but don't get me wrong, depending on how many continue to sign up, things might get backlogged a little bit. So I just want to let you guys know that. But yeah, I mean, I'm still doing the one-on-ones. I definitely love doing those. All right, so my trade got triggered on Bitcoin, which at the moment we are currently up already $68, which is pretty cool. And we're starting to break out. So yeah, we'll see how this starts to shape up. What's going on, man? Been a while since I've talked to you. Latoni, how you doing, man? Can you walk us through the leverage and the risk calculator that you use? I think you saw me do it live, so hopefully that helped you out. Money tree, money tree, money tree. Money flows so abundantly. Do you give signals in your Telegram and Discord? Not in the Discord. The Discord is more for discussions and chat groups. The Telegram also has a general discussion chat. And yes, I do give the setups. So we talked about the setup for Ethereum here. We talked about the setup for Bitcoin. Now, the one that I posted is actually a little bit more, but typically my actual trades might vary very slightly depending, because my goal here is to make sure that I'm giving you guys safe information. All right. So sometimes my entries and exits may vary. And like earlier today, okay, I said, we got wicked out of the LTC trade. This is how I would re-enter. And that's exactly what happened. Oh, let's go Bitcoin. Let's go. Let's get it moving. Let's get cracking. Oh, I'm already feeling the next the effects of nicotine withdrawal. Do you give signals yes, yes I do. Short answer, we just answered that. I recently started a $100 challenge myself. How long did it take, and what was your risk leverage trade strategy? Sorry, I'm new. So when the account first started, the main thing is to have extreme confidence, as well as the education backing you up. So the first couple of trades are extremely risky in terms of percentages. Now, obviously it's not a whole lot of money to lose, but it is risky. So once I got to $1,000, I started using 10% risk. So as long as I'm between $1,000 to $10,000, I'm going to be using 10% risk. Once I get to above 10,000, I'm going to drop that down to 5%. And then once I get above 100,000, I'm going to drop it down to 2%. And then from there, grow the account as I can. Come on, Bitcoin, you can do it. We're already up $300 on Bitcoin. $200 more and we hit 5K tonight. Literally 3 days ago, we were at, actually no, 2 days ago, we were just breaking $2,000. That is insane. I will have to say. You know, a lot of the times when I'm doing stuff like this, I don't congratulate myself because, you know, I got other ways of making money, but I lose track of just how incredible that is. So I'm proud of myself for not screwing it up too hard this time. Now, we could always get wicked out here as well. Hopefully it doesn't happen, but let's keep it going. Let's see. Did I skip messages here? Wise words. For the ETH trade, do you have a conditional order set up? If you can, talk about how to set that up and what it looks like. So since I am at my computer and I'm physically watching price action, I know when that conditional is getting triggered. Therefore, I don't have to use my stop loss as liquidation. So I'm using 44x leverage, and I'm using 50,000 contracts. So if I win this trade, I come out with like $4,000. And I mean, if we get to like $840, oh god damn, I can't even theorize. But essentially, yes, I'm using market conditional, so that way as soon as it gets, I don't have to, like, if I'm talking to you guys on live stream and I miss that going past my entry, that's why I use market conditional, you know. So does that answer your question? If it didn't, let me know. You want to do it? I don't know what that's referring to. If it's referring to about quitting nicotine, yes, I do want to do it, 100%. BTC almost breaking 28K. Are you going to long it? We already did. Long entry 100 above breakout. Yes, I mean that's the safest possible thing to do. Obviously, with the 1 hour average at about 27,773, I think this is a good possible entry point. But we'll continue to see how it breaks out. Let's see. I mean, the 1 hour still has some room to the upside here. Definitely has some room to the upside. What about taking partial profit and bringing stop loss up to support? Mathematically, it's more profitable to exit and re-enter rather than just holding. Yeah, so that's what we talked about. We took our profits and then we re-entered. All right, I didn't even take partial profits. I took all of my profits and then re-entered with the new percentages, amplifying my exponential growth. Kite, what was your strategy to turn $100 into 10,000? Like risk or leverage? It's all based off of your setup. There's no set risk. There's no, well, yes, there is, but it's based on your current account setup at the time. But there's no set leverage. My leverage changes drastically from trade to trade. Sometimes, like on my main account, I'll be using 2x leverage, but I could set up the same exact trade and use 90x leverage and get the same results, same exact amount of money, same exact amount of loss if I lost, same funding rate fees, everything. It's about utilizing risk to reward ratio. That's the whole thing with trading. If it's all about exact entries and stop losses. That's why spot trading, comparative to leverage trading, if you do it correctly, sucks. Because we're going to lose the same exact amount of money, but we can make substantially more. So that's the whole thing. James Dunmeyer, hi Kite. Hello, how you doing? What leverage are you using? I'm using 44x leverage on my Ethereum trade, and I think I'm using 44x leverage on my Bitcoin trade as well, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so I'm using 44x leverage on Bitcoin, and then I am using 44x leverage on Ethereum, and then I'm using I think 47 on Litecoin. No, I'm using 32x leverage on Litecoin. Yeah, so I already have the conditional set up for ETH, its breakout. BT looks like a double bottom on the 1 hour. Yes, exactly. So that's what I was talking about. Litecoin's previous range was a double bottom and then break previous high, and then we shoot up. So I mean, it's the same exact setup, just on a different coin, which is pretty cool to see. After breakout, any new targets for take profit? We are in a vicious bull market. Okay. If you want to take your profits early based off of, Litecoin and Ethereum, for example, those are the two that I'm really talking about here, off of previous support and resistance, such as the $800 support for Ethereum and the $140 support resistance for Litecoin. If you want to take your your profit off of those. Okay, that's valid. Okay, but just know that there is the possibility that we get above that and then come back down and use them as support. So you could potentially have a much higher take profit, therefore amplifying your exponential growth. It's all up to you. It's all up to you. All right. But I would say 800 and 140 for Ethereum are more than respectable. And I would say psychological resistance, or maybe a tad bit above, around $31,000, is comfortable for Bitcoin. Let's see. Doing pretty well so far. Doing pretty well. Already up 30% on a $1,000 margin. Isaiah, get out of my chat right now. Isaiah is my friend, and he wants to buy Apple Coin. Your body is probably seeking dopamine. You could look into tyrosine instead of nicotine. Yeah, but I mean, if it is seeking dopamine, it's doing so out of only pure desire and monkey brain thoughts. So I'm going to get in control of that. Can you explain your details of your one-on-one Patreon program? So I get a lot of questions about this. So I haven't updated the description of the Patreon one-on-ones yet. So it says you get like lifetime 2 per week sessions. You don't need that many. And when I made that description, I probably had like under 50 people that I had to keep track of, and that would possibly ask me for continuous one-on-one sessions. So it was a lot easier on me, in terms of stress. I now have close to 200 people in one-on-ones. Okay. A lot of them are old students, but they can, if they always hit me up, I will respond back to them. But that's a lot of people to keep track of. And I feel like I bring a lot of value to the table. So nowadays, when people ask me, you're going to get 4 one-on-one sessions, typically lasting anywhere from 1 to 2 hours, that will be recorded so you can go back and view them. As well as that, you get lifetime access to the Telegram and the Discord, where we have weekly meetings where you can really chat with people, not only me, but everybody else as a collective. It's run by me and Seth. Seth is a better trader than me. All right. So if a lot of you guys look up to me, Seth, all right, he is a monster. Okay. So it's co-owned by me and Seth. So you're going to have 2 very great traders looking out for you and being able to ask questions to. But that's what the one-on-ones entail. You get all of that for a very low price, in my opinion. I mean, we just made that off of one trade. Like, really, this $100 account has shown me there's no excuses. If you're not profiting, there's something wrong, and you have to figure it out. Don't continue to trade the way you trade. If there is a bug in the system, you need to shut down the system and find out what the bug is, and then fix patch the system, and then run it again and see if it's fixed. Don't continue trading if you're continuing to lose. You have to know when to stop and ask yourself the hard questions. All right. I'm behind in the stream. Sorry for asking twice. No problem, man. I appreciate you asking the question, though. You're answering it, yes. I've never used market conditional, so I wanted to walk through. I can't walk you through it because I can't open up a VPN while I'm streaming. But essentially what you do is you go to what you want to trade. You hit conditional. You trade, you check where next, it's going to say limit somewhere in terms of trigger price or buy price or whatever it is. So you change that to market, and then only one of the boxes needs to be filled in. You change that to your entry, and then you put in your contracts like a normal trade, and then you hit enter. If you're trading USDT, you can put in a stop loss ahead of time. If you're not trading USDT in terms of inverse perpetual, you have to put in the stop loss after the trade is triggered. Or you can set up the trade to use liquidation as stop loss. Therefore, you don't even have to put in a stop loss. It does it for you. Different small benefits here and there. For the one-on-one with you, it is $500 for the first month and then pay $50 for the Telegram moving forward, or is it $500 for each month? It is a one-time payment, okay? Once you pay for the one-on-ones, you are included in the Telegram and the Discord for life, okay? Obviously, I don't think we'll be running this YouTube channel for life, but for a very long time. So you don't have to contribute anymore to the Telegram to stay in there. You're in the one-on-ones. You get lifetime access. It's a really good deal because, I mean, if you think about it, if you're in the Telegram group for more than 5 months, you're already paying $450, which is the price of one-on-ones, the lifetime group, and then you get other added benefits. So, I mean, I think it's a really good deal. That's why, you know, I try to make sure that I maintain my stance on where some people try to say I should get rid of it. Do you ever enter a trade on, say, 10x leverage, then increase leverage as you get into more profits to be safe? No. I tried that in the past. It just doesn't really work for me, and it really doesn't help anything, in my opinion. And when you enter a trade, you need to act like you already lost the money that you're willing to risk, okay? So a lot of people, they're afraid of losing any money at all, so they end up moving their stop loss too soon or anything like that, or putting their stop loss in a place that doesn't make sense, all right? People are afraid of losing money, but you have to understand, when you enter a trade, you are entering an agreement with yourself that I have already lost this amount of money. If I win, that is only a plus, okay? I go into the market looking to lose. That way, every single win is a nice surprise. Obviously, that's an analogy. I'm not looking to lose, but you get what I'm saying. I have the expectation that the majority of my trades will be stopped out. So it's always a nice surprise when I get a nice run. I need something to drink. Throat's starting to get a little bit raw here. I use the $100 account as my public account and how I talk about stuff. So I don't really want to say like my personal account, what the biggest trade was. But this upcoming trade on Ethereum will be the biggest trade I've ever made on the $100 account. A rough estimate is going to be about, let's see. I mean, if we get up to like 820, that'll be about an 8.49, and I'm risking $450. So we're almost going to make $6 grand off of that trade with a 10% price expansion as well. So, I mean, absolutely phenomenal. I mean, Bitcoin's moving a little bit slow here, but we're probably just doing some retesting on the smaller time frames. I'm currently up $225 on that. Don't start with me. Drew Snyder. Hello, buddy. How you doing, man? Guys, we are 5 viewers away from breaking 100. I'm excited. We haven't broke 100 viewers since my other $100 account, I think, which is pretty cool. Kite, I already read that one. What's up, Kite? Kyle Douglas, welcome. You weren't first this time. What happened? Where were you? Can I sign up right now and then get a quick one-on-one? I mean, right now, probably not. I will have to sleep tonight. But if just expect that if you guys sign up within like the next couple of days, we're going to be planning, next week as a major, getting through everybody that's just signed up. So anywhere between next Monday to next Saturday, that's when you're going to have your first one-on-ones. Actually, I mean, because there's a couple people already this week. I have a guy on Thursday, a guy on Wednesday. Saturday, I got 2. And then I'm free on Sunday. Is your stop... is your stop loss still 27,900? My stop loss is... 27,665. That's my stop loss. Let's see how we're shaping up here. Yeah, so you can see we have a 2-hour double bottom on the RSI. Fish. Chillax. You serious? All right, so you can see the previous range had this bottom right here on the RSI. Let's go ahead and get this a little bit larger. So you can see this low of this range is correlated to this low on the RSI. So theoretically, while being up further on price action, we have actually gone back down and retested that same level and are now finding support. Now, obviously, a lot of people might say, well, there's a head and shoulders pattern here that can possibly take place. And yes, there is. But the first thing that I'm looking at is we have a double bottom and we're sitting at the horizontal resistance and looking to break through it. And as well as that, on a higher time frame, that head and shoulders doesn't even exist. We're already broken out to the upside. We are going up as long as we do not fall back down any further in terms of RSI's range. Hey buddy, can you explain the 250 RSI? Sorry if you already have. I may have missed it. So, yeah, no problem. So, if you change the length of the RSI to 250, it gives you really nice, smooth RSI, double bottoms, double tops, divergences. So it can make the smaller time frames feel like a larger time frame. So you're looking at more significant information. So what I really wanted to highlight, and I highlighted this in the Telegram group earlier today, is the difference between this bull market and 2016's bull market. So you can see 2016's bull market on the RSI perspective was a gradual uptrend. And let me go ahead and change, let's get it from, off purple on purple. Okay. So you can see the RSI has been just traveling on an upward slope and then finally broke through it. All right. So then that started the bear market. This time around, we have a double bottom on the RSI with a horizontal resistance at about 59, which we broke through, and then we retested it for support. And then now we're heading on our way to the target of about 75. So that's why I think that's why we're going up so quickly and not really having any pullbacks, because we have full clearance to go up from an RSI perspective. Now, obviously, there's going to be small time frame pullbacks, but that's to be expected. All right. Just a question: why is every YouTube asking for pay or joining groups? It's because I offer value. Okay. I like I say this all the time. I don't withhold information. If you guys ask me a question on live stream, I will teach you just like I would teach anybody in a one-on-one session. I believe I am the only YouTuber out there that is doing actual one-on-ones with people. Everybody else, they have a course or they just have videos. I don't think I'm superior because of that. I just say, I think I'm doing it in a more morally respectable position. But pretty much, people want information. Not everybody knows how to trade correctly. So they try to find somebody that does and hopefully learn from them. So, I don't think there's anything wrong with it. I do think some people overcharge, but I think I'm being respectable when I charge $450 because you are getting personal time from me. I make more than enough money. I don't have to do this. So I make an adequate amount. You guys get personal time with me. You get constant access to the Telegram, which I post my setups and people talk, and the Discord. I think it's more than enough value. Oh, we're at 103 viewers. Thank you very much. I didn't even see that. I appreciate each and every one of you that is here, whether you have been here for a while or whether you're new. And I just would like to continue to share my successes with you. And hopefully we can share with them together. But you gotta get your monkey brain to control first, and then we can start making money. So that's on the priority list, or it should be, guys. It should be. Because a lot of work and time goes into a good group, and it leads to making more profits for yourself, for your self-investment. Correct. How can I find you on Discord? In the description of the video, you guys can add me on Discord. You can either send me a direct message or add me as a friend. It's Kite with a capital K, hashtag 2136. And then you can message me on there. Can you show us a couple examples of how you pick your stop loss? Well, I mean, it's a pretty simple concept. So I use Hocking candles with no wicks. So if we have a rejection from 27,782, you want to go ahead and put your entry slightly above that and your stop loss slightly below it. Now, this is a totally personal thing. You know, some people like me like to be extremely risky and get the risk reward ratio, you know, within reason, as high as possible. Okay, obviously I'm not literally putting that kind of stop loss. Some people like to be a little bit more, now over the long period of time, this might increase your profits slightly, but for me, I don't really see it that way. So some people like steeper stop losses because they feel like they won't get wicked out, or if they do, it's for good reason. So, I mean, that's a 4.37. That's the minimum risk reward ratio trade that I would take. So, I mean, that's still a good trade, but I can make an extra decent amount of money by getting a better entry and a better stop loss here. So this is my stop loss on my actual trade. So if we do go to 30,000, that's a 10. So it's a 10 versus a 4. So even if I get stopped out once and re-enter, I'm still going to be net positive 9. Okay. So I'm still going to make an additional 5 risk reward ratio, even with getting stopped out once. And if I get stopped out and then we just continue to get rejected, I got out at an earlier price point. So, I mean, I would have lost either way. I didn't have to waste my time. And I do have the advantage of being able to get into a short position with a decent stop loss from there, if that does happen. But I doubt it's going to happen. So, I mean, it's all a personal thing, but it has to be based off of support and resistance. Don't take these trades willy-nilly. So let's say that you're trying to take a breakout of this high right here. All right. Having your entry here and your stop loss here makes absolutely no sense. Okay. Because if you have your entry above that, that's good. But now your stop loss, what happens when a market breaks a resistance or support? We typically like to go back and retest. So if your stop loss is where we're going to retest, more than likely you're going to lose. Now, I've had it where it goes back down and retests and I get wicked out. All right, it's happened many times, but then I re-enter. It happened to me today on Litecoin, and now I'm up $1,000, and I only lost $150. So I'm net positive, $850 so far, and I still have $2,000 more to go. So it's about confidence and how you like to structure your personal risk. That's it. As long as you're following a strict rule set to the T, you can tweak it slowly and make it work, pretty damn well. Let's see. Could you show us an example? Okay, read that one. Trying to demon you. Thank you very much. Did you hear about Sunny Decree? He got in a trade at 4,600 back in March. He held it the entire time, made 75K, but lost it all because of funding. He increased his leverage. Huh. I did not hear about that. That's why we kind of take it from range to range. That's really what we're looking for. But I mean, even with my my Ethereum trade, funding has not even ate up that. But I mean, granted, he probably had to hold that $4,600 trade for a much longer period of time comparative to my ETH trade, which has pretty much been skyrocketing up, just compounding profits like it's candy. All right. Crypto Fever. Hi, Kite. Hello. How you doing? Ryan, like the video? Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, hit the like if you want to. I don't ask for those types of things. I mean, if you guys like it, you like it. I'm not going to force you to do it. Do you have a target for BTC? No. And you might be saying to yourself, well, that's kind of stupid. Why don't you have a target? So I have an idea of where price action is going to get to. But that being said, I let the price action get a rejection. And then from there, I let it get a bounce. And then on the retest of the previous rejection, then I take my profits. And then from there, if the indicators are telling us that it's more bearish, I can take a short. Or if the indicators are telling us that we have still more room to the upside, I just wait for the breakout trade. It's a win-win situation. That way I get the exact top rather than having to exit at a lower take profit point. Yeah, and pretty much, depending on how you look at it, a lot of people don't like that, but all of the profits that come from the one-on-ones and stuff like that, it helps me buy more expensive stuff for the channel. Better cameras, better monitors so that I can do the things that I do easier. I haven't had a microphone upgrade in a while because this is a great microphone. TV for aesthetics and stuff like that. It helps me increase the channel's growth. That's the main thing. It enables me to, do things like give people free one-on-ones for like a trade. That's pretty much what everything is used for. I mean, pays my rent too. Doesn't hurt. Why are Hocking candles such a better candlestick? Still trying to get used to using them, but they still feel weird. So my ideology is that you are a human. You are not a mathematical genius computer that can use exact price points to pinpoint where you should enter and exit. So if you can get the average top and the average body, which that is what Hocking translates to. Hocking translates to average body. So if you can get the average top and the average bottom, you can get better trades. Now, that does come with the availability of getting wicked out from time to time, but that is going to happen. So, hopefully that answers your question. I like it better than actual candlesticks because it helps you identify the trend significantly better. As well as that, I think they look cleaner. Oh, I looked for my vape again. Oh, this is getting to me. Oracle does a 30-minute one-on-one for 0.25 BTC. You're telling me this man wants to pay you, for you to pay him thousands of dollars for 30 minutes of his time? First off, you can't teach what you need to teach in 30 minutes. You can't. So I understand what I'm getting myself into when I do these one-on-ones, but I'm there to help people. That's the main thing. This is not for profit. This is for helping people. Obviously, I have to get compensated somehow, so I ask for a reasonable amount, but I understand that I am signing a personal contract with this person to be there for them, whether it's from session to session or even in between. Trading is not something that you can learn in 30 minutes. You can learn a general concept in 30 minutes and then try to apply it, make mistake and errors, and then come back to the drawing board and then get a refresher. But you can't do what you need to do in 30 minutes. There's no way. Charles, GG Kite. Good game, man. Good game. I hate that I like it's been making me money. Chat is pumping. Sup Kite, I'll join the Telegram and Discord. Definitely doing the one-on-ones, strategies, everything. Absolutely, man. It's really, listen, I don't teach anything that you guys can't figure out on your own. But the problem is you have everybody and their grandmother showing things in a different way so people get confused. What I do at its core in how I make money is the most simple concept in the world. I barely use indicators except for when I'm really trying to gauge whether or not we're going to break a support or resistance. Other than that, I don't really use it. I take every single trade based off of support and resistance, and I lose the majority of my trades. But it's through how I structure my setups that I am able to come out in significantly more profit than I'm losing. That's the main thing. But everybody and their mother is, playing the 1 minute time frame, looking for these small ass patterns that make no money in the grand scheme of things, and 1,000 different indicators: EMA, SMAs, RSI, market cipher, MACD, open interest, Fibonacci extensions, gone fans. There's so many things. I don't blame people for losing. There's too much to keep track of. But through the time that I've spent doing this, I've learned how to get rid of all the noise and narrow down to the most important concepts, the ones that are really going to actually help. And then from there, you can take that information and expand on it, but still having a reliable strategy that if all else fails, you have something to fall back on. That's the main thing. For your stop loss, do you use market price or last price? I use market price. Are you still using market cipher? No, I don't use market cipher anymore. Why does it go so far down as soon as I try to click down? How much leverage is on my ETH trade? 44. Okay, but I'm not in it yet. I'm waiting for $746.20 to enter that ETH trade, but it is going to be 44x leverage. Hey man, I had to pull over while driving home to take this trade. What's your take profit and how much will you be making on the BTC trade? So I'm expecting around $30,000, but I'm not going to be taking profit at $30,000. I'm going to be waiting for the top to settle in, go down, get a bottom, then come back up to retest, because if anything, we'll get a double top. I'm going to be making... If we go ahead and hit this Bitcoin trade, and if we land around $30,000, I'm going to make roughly $4,000. But we'll see, because I mean, the only problem with this trade right here is I'm looking at it from a 1 hour perspective. But if I do cut down to even a 30-minute, you can see that high is actually significantly higher. Okay, so that does give me a little bit of worry. Don't get me wrong. All right, that would say 28,041 is our top here. So we'll see how this works out. From my perspective, we are still currently above the average 1 hour high of about 27,780. But if we get wicked out, we just go ahead and re-enter once we get back above that. Let's see. What's your ETH entry price? $764.20. Is that correct? No, $746.20. I had it backwards. Guy, did you tell that you won't force us to like? Thank you. And then you said, for sure I will like. Do you trade Riot Mora? No, I don't. Hi, looking to join your 101. Do you teach beginners on how to start trading in your entries? Can you explain what the whole 101 deal is all about? I've explained it a lot of times. I hate explaining it over and over again. Not because I don't like answering your guys' questions about it, but I don't want the live streams to feel like a constant commercial for 101s. All right, so I'm going to answer this one more time. Anybody that asks, we are at 1 hour and 15 minutes. Okay, so this is where you can learn what the 101s are about. If you pay $450 in crypto or $500 in cash through Patreon, it is a one-time payment. You will get lifetime access to the Telegram and the Discord, and you will get about 4 one-on-one sessions, typically lasting about 1 to 2 hours. And talk about everything from general concepts of how to make sure that you set up your chart correctly, to the basic strategy and how to structure your risk around that, account flow, how to manage multiple accounts to make the most out of price action, as well as that, creating a trading plan, and then focusing as well as that. Indicators come last in my lessons pretty much. Focusing on how to use indicators correctly. And then finally, the last major session is going to be, you're going to have some time to trade and see how things work out. And then we're going to come back and see how you did. And we're going to try to figure out any mistakes and iron out any kinks, because a lot of the times when you lose, if you're doing things correctly, a lot of people misinterpret that as, I suck at trading, I keep losing. But if you're looking at the grander picture, if you're losing out of good trade setups, right? It could be something that comes down to like you're not looking at your indicators correctly. But most of the time, like, I get wicked out. I get wicked out a lot. Okay? But I understand how the trades work, and I am willing to re-enter with no fear. Okay? So I continuously win. All right? You have to trade like a robot. Well, what was that old saying that we used to say all the time? Think like a robot, trade like a whale? Or is it trade like a robot? No, think like a robot, trade like a whale. I don't know. We had an old saying, but it still reigns true to this day, without a doubt. Stop talking about vapes, man. Dude, I keep looking down on my desk like it's going to be right in front of me. I will prevail. Bro, I can send you some juice, Zero Nick. I've done that in the past, but it's just not the same. Okay? I not only want to break the actual chemical addiction, but I want to break the psychological addiction of using a vape. So, yeah, I'm playing with a pair of tweezers right now. So you kind of guessed it. The price of working with Kite is worth it. End of story. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Cali Kid, thank you. I appreciate it. I'm kind of scared of so many people signing up at one time, but we'll figure it out. I just want you guys, to know that I have a lot of messages I have to get through on a daily basis. If I don't message you back, or if I don't see your message, okay, message me again. I don't see it as rude. It needs to happen, because sometimes I get so many messages in a day that somebody that I need to get to, that's either, signing up for one-on-ones or something like that, or, just asking a question, they get buried underneath all the new messages and I don't see it. So make sure that you re-message me if I have not responded to a question that you have said. That's important. Well, got a scowl. Well, got a blast. Haven't been in your group yet, but just watching the videos, you are better for teaching than Oracle, and you have a better respect for people. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. You know, I want to be the biggest YouTube channel, but not for like monetary gain purposes or anything like that. I want to get rid of all the bullshit. I want to get rid of these predatory tactics that convince traders that there's a certain type of way to trade that makes it significantly more stressful on them mentally and physically. So then they are forced to go to these gurus and learn how to trade for real, or, you know, even trade incorrectly again. I want to change that. I really do. So like that's, you know, I offer the one-on-ones for anybody that wants to be accelerated, but you're going to get the same exact information from the live streams if you just, you know, listen up closely or ask questions in general. Is there any hope for GRT? Hey, that's a new coin. It's just having a pullback. That is one of those things. When those types of coins hit Coinbase, they're going to have massive spikes and then come back down, find support. That way they can continue to grow. Same thing happened to Compound. Can I give you $100 and you give me back the profits in a couple months? Nah, I'm not doing that for anybody else. I've already done it for a couple people in my actual real life. And although I love people and I love doing things out of the kindness of my heart, having them messaging me every couple days or even a couple weeks is kind of stressful. As well as that, I hate trading with other people's money. I really do. So like I have this one guy that gave me $100 about a year ago, and I've only turned his $100 into $1,000 over the course of a year. Okay. Because I have to treat his money very carefully. Even though it's $100, I don't want to lose his money. So his gains are a lot slower. And when he messages me and he hears me talking about turning $100 into, $1 million, he goes, "Why don't you do that for me?" And I go, because I'm doing this for me. This is my knowledge that I'm utilizing on my own currency. I can't treat your money the same way. That's not respectful. Even if you give me permission, I don't feel safe doing it. I'm willing to teach you on how to do it yourself, but I'm not going to do it for you. That's just bad manners. Teach a man to fish and you feed him for life. If you fish for him, you feed him for a day. Literal concept right in front of his face. But people don't like to put in work. I have a couple people that do. I have a couple people in my actual life that are willing to come over, every couple days and sit down and talk about it and really learn. But the majority of people, they don't want it. They say they want it, but they don't want it. And it sucks to see because from my perspective, this is easy. I know it's a lot of information, but you take it one step at a time and you condense the information into understandable bits and pieces, and you slowly start to build your knowledge base. I don't know. I wasted potential makes me furious. I don't get mad typically. Like, my friends find it kind of strange that I'm always in kind of a good mood. But the one thing that I would say actually legitimately makes me angry is when I see my peers or even my family not taking advantage and spending money stupidly on things that won't matter in a couple months even. I hate it. I hate it a lot because I view everybody as me, as a different person, as a different version of me living out that life. And I hate to see myself go through struggles because of my own actions. That's why I'm so furious about it, because I love people too much. James Doe, thank you very much for the kind words. I appreciate it. Wick, did you get stopped out? No, I didn't get stopped out. We are currently down 2.14%. It's not going to focus. We're down 1.44%. The lowest that we got was what? We got to 27,859. My stop loss is $200 away from that. So hopefully it turns around from here, but who knows? Could go deeper. Wow, ETH actually pulled back $5 from that $40 top. But it is retesting that previous high, so it's going to be a little bit slower. How do you see altcoins measuring up to Bitcoin at the end of the next year? Okay, so this is all contingent if Bitcoin gets to $150,000 or above. You know, there's everything from $50,000 to $280,000 realistically. Okay, everything else is kind of just like, you know, a dream. Okay, it's gonna get there one day, I have no doubt, but not this bull run. I mean, if it does, that's just a nice surprise. If Bitcoin can get to or above $150,000, I think 20,000 to 40,000 on Litecoin, on Ethereum is respectable. And then anywhere from $3,000 to $4,000 on Litecoin is respectable. Now it seems quite ridiculous, and you know, obviously it could be, but that's what I got a feeling for, just based off of the percentage of value held comparative to Bitcoin at the all-time highs from the last bull market. So that's why. Did you already cover XRP? No, and I don't think we're going to. All right, I don't want to get more people antsy about it. All right, I have my opinion on it. We'll see how things continue to work out, you know, a week to 2 weeks from now. Lay down. I'm a robot. Beep, boop, beep, boop. Exactly, David. Maybe start a crypto hedge fund one day. Like I said, I don't like touching other people's money. Makes me feel weird. Tread like a bot, think like a whale. Crypto dollar. I haven't seen you in a long time, man. What's going on? Get a fidget cube. That's an idea. Just wait until you have 10,000 viewers, 50 signups a day. Listen, I try to offer the most value comparative to my time and what I feel like I bring to the table. But if it ever did get to that point, I would probably have to either make classrooms in order to keep the price effective, or I would have to increase the price. Or I would just have to stop it altogether and just teach through live streams. I don't know, to be honest. I haven't even thought that far ahead. Hi, dude. You're awesome. Dropping practical stuff every time. Quick question. How do you set up the Hocking candles? So if you go up here to the top left, this is where you find your candles. So you have regular candles right here. You select Hocking, and then go ahead and double click on one of the candles, and then you can turn off wicks right here. And that's the easiest way to do so. Fish, go lay down. I will be done soon. All right. I think someone recommended that book to me. Easy Way Just to Quit Smoking. So I'll have to check it out. Maybe I'll pick it up on Audible. I got a couple free credits. Hey brother, I haven't been watching any YouTube streams for a while. So you are doing more breakout trading with your new established strategy? We have made a couple range trades, but I mean, the way things are moving, it just makes sense to take profits and then take breakout trades. So you, Crypto Dollar, you were here for the original $100 account where we turned $100 into 10K in literally like a week. Okay. So I don't know if you've heard, but I started another $100 account, and we went from $100 to $4.5 grand at the current moment, in 1 month. Okay. And after these next set of trades, I'll probably be at around 15 to 20 grand, which is actually going to surpass my original $100 portfolio, which I am super duper duper excited about. Can we look at Dash? Absolutely. We'll take a look at Dash. All right. Let's go to the daily chart here. All right, so unfortunately, we're kind of dipping below this last local high here, but we're kind of finding support on it relatively. And this is the correct dash, right? Let me go to Dash USD and then go to Coinbase. There's more price action there. Okay, cool. All right, so we're kind of trying to find support off of this local high, but because Dash is a little bit, smaller coin cap, we're slipping through it a little bit. But as long as we continuously hold this $92 support, we're going to continue ranging up to the $132 resistance. There was more dash USD Kraken. Yes, there we go. Okay. So as long as we continue to hold that, we should be able to get up to our next local high of about $132. And then, shortly after that, 178. Now, here's the interesting part. I know you can see a lot of different supports and resistances on this downtrend here, but this is a single downtrend, okay? So the actual only support and resistance that matters is the all-time high. So if you guys want a really nice and safe play, I would say pick up a Dash around maybe like $190 and just hold on to it to the all-time high. That's a 600% gain. And it's a very, very safe trade. So just a thought, just an idea, but that is an availability. What trading platform do you use? I use TradingView to chart my charts, and then I use Bybit to do my leverage trades, and then I use Coinbase Pro to do my spot trading. If you're going to get wicked out, you're going to calculate the initial margin again and adjust it to 10% again. Yes. So your risk is based off of what you have at the time of making the trade, the available balance. All right. But so essentially, like, let's say you lose the trade and you got $1,000. Okay. So now you have to risk $90 instead of $100. Okay. It works the same as like if you're trying to open up multiple trades. It's based off of what you have available in terms of margin, even if you lose the other trade. Hopefully that makes sense. Wow, your generation, totally joking. I'd rather learn to fish. That's the way to do it. That's the way to do it. Ever thought of becoming an eToro copy trader? Nah, a lot of people have asked me like to set up like a shadow trading bot for the way that I trade the $100 account. I think it would benefit a lot of people, but at the same time, it only takes me messing up to mess up everybody else's portfolio. So let's say I do get everybody up to 100 grand and then I wreck it. How many people would sign up? How many millions of dollars would I have made collectively and then screwed up? I know I shouldn't keep that limitation of I might screw up from keeping me from doing something, but I think that is a big enough reason for me to say not to do it. I don't know what kind of legal trouble I can get myself into if I do something like that. I'm very scared of, that's why I pay my taxes, not try to do everything correctly when it comes to crypto. I don't want to cause any trouble. I want to make money and not go to prison. So I pay my taxes. I try to make sure that I don't get into any legal trouble when it comes to trading for other people and stuff like that. I try my best, okay, to do everything the proper way. Hey Kite, I'm also shocked on how none of my friends or family want to learn how to trade. They rather follow tips they hear. Yep. I don't know. It sucks. It sucks. It's a fact of life, though. Crypto Dollar, I miss you too, buddy. Glad to see you back, though. God, we're literally sitting around break even on this Bitcoin trade here. We had the initial spike, which I was up $300, and I was getting happy about too soon. Okay, I need knowledge and strategy. Just took another big loss 2 days in a row. My instincts got me wrecked. JP? I got you, man. The simplest thing that you can do is wait for a bottom or a double bottom, and then trade the breakout. Breakout trades will lead to the highest win percentage. I guarantee it. Okay. Now, once we get out of this bull market, it's going to be breakout trades to the downside. That's going to be the most effective. But that day will come. Okay. Do you deal with other altcoins much at all? No, not really. Pretty much Litecoin and Ethereum are the only altcoins I really trade. I traded XRP for a little bit, but with the way things are moving, I'm just going to settle down on that. Have a couple, a good amount of it on spot, but I'm not going to be leverage trading it. EOS, I'm waiting for us to break the bear market in order to start trading it upwards. Do you set up your support and resistance lines without wicks? Yes. Now, that being said, within reason, wicks are useful. Okay. So if it is a single rejection like this, okay, and you have a wick that comes like all the way up here, putting your support resistance kind of in the middle of the wick, not the exact top and not the exact average top, but rather the middle, can really be effective, because you can see that would have kept us, we probably would have moved our entry up just a tad bit. I didn't enter on that first wick and I didn't get stopped out, but some people did. So that could have possibly prevented that case scenario. But pretty much, yes, I use the 1 hour and I'm looking for the average top with no wicks. If it's a double top or double bottom, even better. It's more accurate. And it's helped me more times than it's failed me. There has been times where it's failed me, but really in the long scheme of things, it's pretty damn accurate. Pretty damn accurate. Right here, for example. All right. The average top of the last range was $123. The average bottom of this range was $123. See how it's an exact retest of the previous average high, and then we continue moving on. It's a simple concept. It's support, confirm support resistance, move on. Break, come back down, confirm support resistance, move on. General concept. Hopefully we don't get rejected too hard here. If we drop down to like a 30-minute time frame, we still have a lot more room to go when it comes to that right there, but that can form an ascending triangle. Ethereum, does it have a much more long-standing? It does, but it's the good thing about Ethereum, and that's why I think it's a lot more bullish than the other assets, is we have this long-standing uptrend. So we are in a uptrend on top of an uptrend, using an uptrend as support. I don't know how much more bullish it can get. I really don't know, man. You're a crazy fish. You are crazy. But yeah. Our charts are starting to get a mess again. Literally, like sometimes I'll be looking at my charts and I go, oh, there's too much information. And I just delete everything. Start over again. We'll clear up some of these lines, make it a little bit easier to see. I wish I could make... thank you for answering. What about Zcash? Let me take a look at Zcash. All right, so let's go check out the daily. Okay, double bottom with a target of $97, which we kind of failed that, but we're gonna go ahead and talk about. Let's talk about like this, okay? All right, downtrend, uptrend. So, boom. Okay. This is all the supports and resistances that truly matter when it comes to Zcash. All right. And if you can see it, we have a inverse head and shoulders on Zcash here. Okay. So I know you probably want to get in sooner rather than later, but think about this. How much safer of a trade will it be if you break out above the left shoulder of the inverse head and shoulders? Because at that point, your new target is $728. So you can possibly enter around 120 and just hold on to it with pure certainty that as long as you stay above 120, you're going to get to 703. That's a 500% difference. And as well as that, it's a breakout with a bullish target, rather than having to wait for all this price action down here to kind of work itself out. Just an idea, but that's what I see. Can I learn your one-on-one with TG Ameritrade? I need those platforms. So trading, no matter what you're using, is the same kind of concept. Okay. So I would assume so, but obviously that's something that you're gonna have to figure out, because I don't use TG Ameritrade, but I think it's the same concept. I don't think they have leverage trading, but maybe they have margin trading, which I don't really like margin trading at all, but kind of the same thing almost. 4K profit. Holy crap. I wish I had a good as an entry of you. My account is similar to yours right now, and I'm using close to the same percentage risk. My profit is going to be 1/4 of yours. Thank you. Yeah, right now we're sitting at $4,700. And things haven't even started to kick off yet. Kite, I love you, big dog. Stay dangerous. Thank you, Crypto Addicted Snarf. I appreciate it, man. What time frame do you use for candle close breakout trading? I typically use the 1 hour, okay, and then I use the daily averages for my macro support and resistance. But I don't wait for candle close typically a lot of the times. Now, if we're going back down to retest a previous support or resistance, what I'll look for is I'll look for a wick either above or below that support or resistance, and then on the retracement either back up or back down to either stay within the range or continue breaking out of the range. Then I'll take my trade after that. We did that yesterday with Ethereum. Well, maybe not yesterday, but like a couple days ago when we took this trade here. Actually, this is the 1 hour chart, so this could have been about 2 days ago. Is it still blurry, or did it fix itself? Did you just use telepathy on your dog? I don't think so. Excited about EOS too, man. Can't wait. Yeah, I think it'll be a good investment. What is the highest amount you ever traded with? Like I said, I really don't like to talk about my personal portfolio, to be honest. But I was using $40,000 risk. So if I would have lost the trade, I would have lost $40,000. I tried to explain Bitcoin and investing to my family at Xmas dinner, but was asked about how much wine I've drank. My family, ever since I was probably 14 years old, at every single family function, has never stopped hearing me talk about Bitcoin. Okay? And this Christmas was the first time that they legitimately took me serious. All right? The 20K bull run, they were like, wow, you really got lucky on that one. This time around, they realized that I never quit. And that I wasn't just there for the quick cash. I honestly knew what I was talking about when it came to the long-term time frames. And, people can be correct on short-term time frames, but long-term time frames, that's a bigger deal. I delete my charts like 3 times a week. I probably delete my charts like 3 times a day just to redo them. Oh, highest leverage, 100x. And we made like 900% profit overnight. Bitcoin moving. It's spiking up a little bit. I don't think we've gotten past the, the average high on the 30-minute is 28,046. So we're just now starting to break through that on the averages. So we'll see if it continues. I'm excited. Don't get me wrong. I'm excited. But you know, obviously we gotta wait to see what it does. Leland, thank you again. God bless you, sir. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, buddy. Sounds familiar. They will get back to you once it hit 100K. Yep, they will. Today on my Snapchat, I posted a picture of the daily chart, you know, just over like the past like couple of years of Bitcoin. Because I've been, you know, for my like people that were working with me at like my restaurant job, I would tell them that, you know, I have a lot of money in Bitcoin and I don't need to work here. And they should get into it too. And never ever have I used Bitcoin to be an asshole and say I'm rich, I don't need this job. But hey, I like working here, but I make a lot of money doing this. You can too. It's pretty damn easy. Just trying to help people. That's all it is. Not even teach people how to trade, but just, hey, take a little bit of your money, put it in Bitcoin. So on my Snapchat today, I put a caption. I said, "Does anyone regret not listening to the weird kid yet?" All right. And my old boss, he texted me and he was like, "Hey man, I never really thanked you for it, but when you told me to buy, if it went down to $4,000 back in, you know, like the beginning of the year, to buy it," and he was like, "I did, and I've made a couple grand off of that. So thank you very much." And I was like, "That's awesome, man." And he was like, "Is there anything else I should get into?" Yeah, and I was like, "Litecoin and Ethereum. If it gets past this price, go ahead and put your money in it." That was really cool to see the lives that I've affected in some sort of way. Ugh, nicotine. Gosh. Oh my gosh, man. I'm losing my mind. I'm sorry. I know I look like a crackhead, but I'm really trying to quit, and this is the only way to do it. But I'm gonna do it. It only sucks for 2 days. All right, only sucks for 2 days. You wanna take me fishing? That'd be awesome. Do you enter the 100x with that level off the bat, or lower leverage and then one up off the bat? I really don't change leverage while I'm in a trade. It really doesn't change anything, to be honest. It really doesn't. It changes your perception. That's all it is. It doesn't change how much you're gonna win or how much you lose. It does not. I'm vaping for you. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Just rubbing it in my face. I really hope you don't get wicked out. I just want this to go off without a hinge. So it looks like on Ethereum, what we're currently trying to do is go retest the previous high right here of about 734. So we can probably wick down below that. But that's what we're trying to do right now. Kind of just hold that general region to see if we can continue to blast up. But I mean, we're about to hit that bullish convergence slope right here on the 30-minute. So you know, it's probably gonna turn around. The 6 hour, you know, it still has some more room to the upside. As well as that, we could possibly break the 84 resistance and go a little bit higher on the RSI. Daily most definitely has room to the upside, without a doubt. That's why I have a lot of confidence in this play right here. So we'll see. I do want to get all the trades going before we hop off the live stream. I got to fly or something around here, but that might not happen because we're already at like the 2-hour mark. And what time is it? It's 11:12. Yeah, 11:12. I'm gonna go ahead and take some melatonin. That way I can hopefully get to sleep at a decent time tonight. Isn't that the opposite? You know, people like to smoke cigarettes after they had sex. It's like after you eat dinner. How do you know exactly where to place your stop? You don't. But the one consistency is that your stop needs to be below a support or above a resistance if you're taking a short. So, I mean, you can have your stop all the way down here if you want to. That's fine. Or you can have your stop like right about here. As long as it's a decent distance away from that support or resistance, you should be fine. Now, if you put your stop loss like literally on it or directly underneath it, yeah, it's going to look like you make a lot of money, but you're probably going to get stopped out, which you don't want that. What price do you recommend buying BTC, ETH, Litecoin to hold for long term? I'm trying to buy some for my parents to retire with. Thank you. I've learned more in this live than in paid Discord groups. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. So when it comes to short-term timeframes, I would say buy Bitcoin around, 28,200 is probably a good price. We're coming up upon 2 daily macros when it comes to Ethereum and Litecoin. So Litecoin's daily macro is at $800. So getting a price above that and just holding on to it will be good. And then $140 for Litecoin. So as long as we can get above 140 and we don't dip below that majorly, we might wick below it on the shorter term timeframes and just hold it from there. You should be fine. Hey. Go lay down. You're being really bad tonight, Fish. Usually you're pretty good. I don't know what's going on. I got you treats. I got you new food, fresh food. You got some problems to figure out, okay? This relationship is not master, and then me. It's owner and then doggo. Go do your own thing. Have fun time. I'm gonna finish shortly, and then we'll go on a walk, and then we'll go to bed. Sound like a plan? No, he said no. It's crazy when BTC makes a 1K move, I hardly flinch these days. Yeah, 2K moves. Those are the good ones. 10% up and down is what I'm really looking forward to. Go lay down, fishy. Go lay down. Go lay down. Fish, I have no nicotine in my body right now. So I'm going to have to ask you to help my nerves and not act like a 2-year-old, even though you're almost a 2-year-old. You are 21 in dog years. You are old enough to drink legally. All right, you should not be acting like this. Go lay down. Go lay down. He said, "Hey Kite, we're watching in the big screen in our lounge room." My mom says hi. Hello, how you doing? Was it you or was it somebody else? Somebody put me, like while I was doing my live stream, they put me on like a bar television. I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool. When do you think the big dump for altcoins will happen that everyone talks about? After we get above 140 and 800 respectively on Ethereum and Litecoin. Once we get above that, we'll see it go slightly above, but then we will have a very nice retracement down to retest. Because those are the last two major supports and resistances when it comes to reaching the all-time highs. So we need to find stable support off of that so that we can get a launching pad. Give me 1 second, guys. I'll be right back. I'm going to go take out Fish because I don't know if he just needs to go out quicker or whatever. He's pissing me off right now. So I'll be right back. Slow. So I can't play any copyrighted music. So this constant song that you hear in the background was custom made for the live stream. I know it's not. It gets repetitive, but I think it's halfway decent. I really like it. So having it constantly going. I mean, it kind of just, it's like white noise almost. You barely hear it once you start really getting into the stream. I just took you out, and you're still gonna do this? You're on the couch. Sit. Sit down. Sit down. Sit down. I set up the BTC trade entry 28,156, but got stopped out at 27,900. When this happens, should the same trade get set up again for the next entry? Yes, pretty much. So if you are looking at it from a different perspective, like the 30-minute chart, and you're looking at a little bit higher entry and a little bit higher stop loss, all right, kind of like that, all right? If we get back up to your entry, you should go ahead and take the trade again. That's how I do things, right? Now, there's been times where I've gotten stopped out twice in a row, but then it finally gets rejected and I don't re-enter. All right, you have to be willing to take those chances if you want to make any money. All right, me personally, I'm looking at this from a 1 hour perspective, and my entry is all the way down here, and my stop loss is all the way down here. So I fortunately have not gotten wicked out as of yet. Obviously, it could happen, you know, coming up here shortly, but as of right now, no. There are royalty-free copyright channels on YouTube that you can put music in the background. if you wanted to change. I have a couple songs, but this is only a loopable one at the moment. But I offered a guy that if he could make me custom music, that I would teach him. So that's what we did. I mean, can you teach me to turn 6K into 60K? Well, considering the fact that I've 50x my account in 1 month, I think I can. But you have to develop your own trading strategy in order to get to your personal goal in a safe way. Can we take a look at Link? Sure, let's take a look at Link. Okay. Daily chart. Link. Okay. It's exactly, all right, it's looking exactly like Bitcoin. Okay. But a much bigger time frame. All right. Now, we don't have to come all the way back down to $8. We could get a higher low. Let's go ahead and check out the RSI. The RSI is pretty much getting a double bottom. Okay. So we could be putting in that higher low any day now and kind of turning this into a much larger ascending triangle. So that being said, let's go ahead and put 250 on because we were talking about that earlier. And for the daily, it might actually work. All right, so let's exaggerate it a little bit. So you can see that we are getting a double bottom off of the daily chart. All right. So I would assume that somewhere soon, possibly on the smaller time frames, we're going to get a double bottom here, and we're going to put in a higher low and start this uptrend kind of like this. Okay. And then we'll probably break out sometime around March to May. Okay. So you're looking for a break of $20. I don't know where this is going to go, but that's all you need to know is what needs to happen for what to happen. Taking profits is going to be, the main thing, but that will come with time. You're worried about getting your entry. If you want to, you do have the possibility of possibly getting in a little bit earlier on the break of $15.62 to 80 cents. But if you want to be extra safe, kind of like what we did today, go ahead and get in at about the break of, let's say, get in around $20, and you should be safe. You should be safe from that point. Yes, I never turn log scale off. I don't see the reasoning for that. Man, I need some like Nicorette gum or something. You said, wow, out of here. Dude thinks 50x monthly is no brainer. Not enough money in the system for more than one winner with them skills. Okay. I mean, if I'm going to be that one winner, literally, I say it's a no-brainer because the way that I'm making this money is using very simple tactics. I mean, if you really think that I'm sitting here calculating 1,000 different things, trying to figure out the best way to do this, you're sorely mistaken. It's a combination of confidence and how I structure my risk, and waiting for the correct setups. The only problem is that people aren't trading correctly. Therefore, they don't get to 50x their account in 1 month. When in reality, I think everybody possibly can. Now, I mean, that would increase funding rate, but, who knows? I really don't think that there is a possibility that the 100 people in here can have that. All right, you're sorely mistaken. I truly think so. What awaits me in the Telegram access? Will I learn how to trade properly and make money? The Telegram is my signal group. So there is a general discussion where you can ask other traders and me. I respond all the time. What do we think about a certain trade setup, or if you have a question about a trade setup that I posted. But it's not like there's any real, like, I'm trying I try to teach you through every single trade and give you many different examples and show you reasons why I'm getting into a trade. But for the most part, this is not me trying to do another sales tactic and try to get you to buy the one-on-ones. But if you are starting from ground zero, following someone's example, if you don't know how they're coming to that conclusion, doesn't help you whatsoever. So hopefully that answered the question. What's your view on ADA? I think it's a good coin. I like Monero a lot better, but hey, from a technical analysis perspective, ADA is going to do very, very well. But you know, there's 1,000 different altcoins out there, and I get asked so many questions about different ones. I think they all have potential as long as Bitcoin is doing well. Obviously, there's some altcoins that will never come back from the grave, but if it's been around long enough and it has a good track record and the team is still working hard, it's going to see profits. This guy Chick-fil-A's. It's because only Christians go to Chick-fil-A? Is that what you're trying to say? Forcing trades because of FOMO is a common mistake. Absolutely. Monkey brain 100% is responsible for that. If you want to join the Telegram group, you can either go to the description for the Patreon for the monthly, or if you want to do the lifetime payment, that's only $4.50 through crypto if you message me directly on Discord. I honestly can't answer that question, Toy. Where do you think ADA will end? I really can't answer that with all honesty. I mean, I could throw fib extensions on there and bullshit all day, but we honestly don't know. It's all contingent on if this one and, you know, will it get to that one? But, you know, maybe in the future as things are shaping up and we have more information, I can try to start guessing tops based off of Fibonacci's. Hey, you got water, don't you? Or did you drink all your water? How can I exchange my ginormous monkey brain for a more evolved model? Through thoughts and actions. That's how you can get to that point. I keep doing what you're doing. Thanks for spending your time and teaching what you know. Thank you very much, man. That's all I ever try to do. I have a lot of ADA, but I have been thinking about selling it and putting it into BTC. No. I'm sorry to stop you short there. Listen. BTC is the big daddy of cryptocurrency, but Bitcoin's not going to net you any profits, all right? Obviously, leverage trading, it will, because supports and resistance are more likely to hold, so therefore you're more likely to win trades. And as long as you're leveraging it, you can always make money off of decent trade setups. But with that being said, in terms of actually holding on to an asset, Ethereum, if you picked it up at $300 and we go to 30,000, that's 100x right there. All right. So, I mean, already that's because like, let's say $300 versus $20,000 for Bitcoin. If Bitcoin goes to 200 grand, let's say, that's 10x. Yes, that's a lot of money, but wouldn't you rather make 100 times your investment rather than 10 times your investment? I think it's a no-brainer. And since everything else is contingent on Bitcoin doing well, you should just use Bitcoin as a signal. That's the way I see it. When does alt season start? Is it going in your view? I mean, it's really not going to really start picking up steam until we fully get past that all-time high like we have on Bitcoin. But I mean, what more can you ask for? Now, it depends on what altcoin season you're talking about. If you're talking about altcoin season where you can just throw like a dart at a dartboard that has all of the altcoins listed and you're just going to magically make money, I hope that doesn't happen, because there's a lot of people that are going to make money and then lose money. But I mean, already, in the past, couple months, we're already up, 49% in the last month on on Ethereum. And I mean, in the last 3 months, we're already up 100%. And I mean, it's just going to keep going. So, I mean, alt season's here, baby. I mean, you're making gains left and right. I mean, I wouldn't have made as much money on the $100 account if I was just trading Bitcoin. You know, it's mostly been Litecoin and Ethereum that have made me the most money. 30K ETH isn't realistic. I mean, I'm willing to argue with you. Well, debate, not argue. So the reason why I'm saying $30,000 ETH, okay, during the 2017 to 2018 top, let's say, for example, Bitcoin was $20,000 and Ethereum reached a peak of 1,300. So if we go ahead and pull up a calculator here, okay, so let's say 20,000, and then let's see. Oh no, it's supposed to be 1,345 divided by 20,000. Okay, so we held about 7%, if we just want to round up, the value of the tops. Okay, so Ethereum was 7% of the value of one total Bitcoin. So I mean, I know that things will work out differently. I'm just using this as a very, very crude measurement of what could possibly happen. I'm not saying it's going to definitively hit $30,000, but the highest end stock to flow ratio, there's 3 different models for stock to flow. There's one that is calling for 280 grand this bull run. There's one that is calling for 100 to 150 grand this bull run. And then there's one that's calling for 50 grand this bull run. So at the highest end of things, if we go ahead and we say 280 grand and we hold about 7% of that, all right, so about, 6, 7, that's going to be about $18,000. So I think that will kind of be a reasonable. So that's why I was saying $20,000 to $30,000 Ethereum. I'm just using simple mathematics. Now I know that they're different coins with different utilities and different networks. So, maybe this time around we might actually exceed the 7% total value of comparative to one Bitcoin. Who knows? Maybe it will start to increase to 15%. I don't know. All right. I just trade and make money. So either way, it works out for me. Well, I mean, look at the market cap now. You really, we have this misconception that, all these other assets are going to be on the top of the food chain forever, when that might not be the case. I mean, how many, I know how many Bitcoin there are in existence, but how many ETH are in existence at the moment? Okay, so Ethereum is capped at 21 million. All right, the same exact amount as Bitcoin. So Bitcoin's market cap would go substantially high, and pretty much Ethereum would be at what we're at right now on Bitcoin's market cap. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to yell at you, but that is totally respectable. Unless I typed in how many ETH are there in terms of, and it said it was capped at 21 million. How many ETH are to be available? I could be wrong, so let me go ahead and double check. Okay. I just want to make sure I'm getting my information correct here. Okay, you are correct. You are correct here. All right, the total supply of Ether is 1,000. And I have a general sense of concept. I still think I'm giving a valid assessment. I really do. So we'll see. We'll see how it all works out. So, I mean, in your opinion, if Bitcoin did go to $150,000, what do you think ETH would be? So, I mean, I think that I have a valid reason, at least. The total supply of Ether was around 110.5 million as of April 2016. Mining generated 9.2 million, corresponding to a 10% increase in total supply. Yeah, no cap. So yeah, I double checked that fact. The Google card that popped up said 21 million. So I'm sorry for getting that mixed up. But I understand from a market cap perspective, but I don't think 2 trillion is a whole lot of money. You know, you might be going, well, that's almost 20% of gold, but you have to think. I think that crypto will take over in terms of highest market cap on everything. So I mean, there's room for it. It's good to dream, right? I mean, yeah, and you're not thinking about inflation as well. I mean, inflation can cause it to get to 30,000. The realistic value from a day-to-day basis might not be equivalent to 30 grand to what it is now, but inflation is there. So I mean, I think so. I don't think ETH will surpass Bitcoin, but the way that I'm getting this is just from a very crude, simple mathematic perspective of comparative to the last bull run, how much of the value of Bitcoin did we hold? And I think that's respectable. So I mean, from that perspective, saying you know, the market cap will be too high. I mean, what's too high of a market cap, in your opinion? I think this will be the bull run that changes everything. There's no more denying it. They've tried to fight Bitcoin for so many years. The institutions, the governments, they were hoping that it probably died this bull run, or you know, last bear market, but they can't fight it anymore. Something is going to drastically change, and I think that might throw stock to flow off, in my opinion. When ETH and LTC dump next time, where will the support be at each point for them? My ideology is that we are in an ascending wedge on Litecoin on the smaller time frames. That bearish pattern is going to push us past the major macro support or major macro resistance at the current moment of $140. And then the target to the downside will be $140. So then we can find support, and then the next major macro is 356. So it'd be just a couple ranges going up to that. I mean, we can all bullshit all day about what we think it will go to, but we'll see. That's why, you know, I like to talk about it because it's cool, and we like to theorize our profits. But like when I take a breakout trade in a bull market in price discovery, the take profit is to be determined. I'm not taking my profit until I have a definitive top put in place. So, you know, on a grand scheme of things, that's what we're waiting for. We're waiting for a top. I don't care what it is. It could be 50,000. It could be 100,000. I play it by ear. I play small time frames as well. Not small time frames like the 1 minute, but I play the 1 hour. I look for those ranges. I look for the breakouts. And depending on how things are shaping up on the larger time frames as that's happening, I change my perspective on how I think we're trending from that point on. I got high hopes for Monero. I really do. All right. With that being said, I was really hoping that we would start really breaking out before the end of the live stream, but I'm getting tired, and you know, it's getting late here. It's already 12 o'clock in about 20 minutes. So we're going to go ahead and start signing off. I appreciate everybody that showed up today. We broke 100 viewers. That's absolutely insane. I appreciate it very, very much. So as always, I mean, I don't know how I can express my thank you enough, but hopefully through my actions in terms of like showing up to the live streams consistently, giving you guys extra live streams, hopefully see that I'm trying here. But I really do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Yes, Mr. Thakas. The Google card that popped up told me 21 million when I Googled how many ETH there are. But then, you know, obviously I fact checked myself. I didn't just go run away with it. And I saw the true answer. Let's see. Brennan, thanks, Kite. Have a good rest of your day, man. Great stream. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Jorge, thank you very much, man. Bass and Bruce, or Bass and Bruce. Out, Kite. Peace out, dude. Thank you very much. 66 likes for the night. Cheers, Kite. Later. Check the book I sent you. Absolutely, man. I'll check it out. Bubble Boy, I'm looking forward to our one-on-one on Thursday. We're going to get you sorted, man. I know things have been kind of rough on your side, but we're going to get it. We're going to get it nice and neat. Joshua, thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Crypto Pope, thanks for the stream, Kite. Thank you. I appreciate you showing up. There wouldn't be a stream unless you showed up to it. Thanks for the stream, Kite. I learned a couple of new things today. Hope the trade works out. Have a good sleep. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Mr. Thakas, ETH has one. Yes. We've been over this. I think you're a little bit behind in the stream button, buddy. Good stream, buddy. Thank you as always for doing what you do. I really appreciate you and all you do for us little people. What are you talking about, little people? You guys are not little. You guys are just whales in training. Night sexy man. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks, Kite. And yes, we can see you make an effort. Appreciate you, mate. Crazy Kangaroo, thank you very much, man. Kite and crew, Crazy Kangaroo. David, this is awesome. Can't wait to correspond. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Alrighty, with that being said, we got a couple more people to say goodbye to, but, you know, obviously the more and more people that show up to the live streams and the more people I got to say goodbye to, I might not reach everybody before we finally sign off. I'm starting to drift away here. Like I said, this is not the normal time that we stream, so pretty much, you know, I'm super duper tired. Yet again, another great stream, Kite. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thanks for everything you do. Appreciate it. See you next live stream, Kite. Good night. Thank you, Tyler T. I appreciate it, buddy. You got Josh T and Tyler T right next to each other. Signing up tonight. Hope to link up soon. If you can make time whenever, I'll be there. Want to learn and study hard and as soon as possible. Good night. JP, absolutely, man. I'm looking forward to getting you signed up. John, whales in training. I like that. One day you gotta take the training wheels off. Let's see how you do. See how you swim. Paul Beatty, good night, buddy. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Alrighty. With that being said, I think that's enough goodbyes. If I haven't said goodbye to you, just know I appreciate you. Love you as always. Eat well, sleep well, trade well, and hopefully when we wake up tomorrow morning, a lot of these trades are in a lot better places, and we are making fat stacks. So as always, I'll see you in the next one. We should be on tomorrow. Now, like I said, unless, you know, I get my sleeping schedule or fall asleep sooner rather than later, usually it's 12 or 1 p.m. Usually that's the start time. Not gonna do that. But if I do sleep a little bit longer, I'll probably be on around like 3 or 4. So just a pre-warning. If you don't see me on, just know I'm probably still snoozing. But with that being said, I appreciate you very much. I'll see you next time. See you tomorrow. Maybe I'll see you on Thursday too, and then on Friday. But all right, if I don't stop talking, I'll never go. I love you. Thank you very much. Goodbye, guys. Bye-bye.